And now it's time for OnPoint Live Wild Card Picks of the Week. Jackie, hey man, this is playoff time.
Playoff time. We don't have to make that many decisions.
No, there's only 6 games, Jackie.
Only 6 games.
3 in the NFC, 3
Let's
in the AFC.
Start with the NFC.
Okay, the first game, the Packers are going to travel to the 49ers to play in California.
And you know I hate the 49ers with a passion.
Yeah, I know you do.
But I'm going to have to go with the 49ers.
Hey, both scary teams. Yeah, what about
Very
the Packers,
good.
man?
Yeah, the San Francisco.
Aaron Rodgers, the running game.
All of that I appreciate it. But the San Francisco 49ers defense, their front four is awesome. Their pass rush is awesome. And they do a great job running the ball on offense. So I got to go with the 49ers.
You go with the 49ers. Well, you know, the 49ers have the rookie quarterback. But you know what? I have to go with the 49ers too.
I figured you would, my friend.
This team, their defense is awesome. They're going to get after playing. They're not playing in Lambeau. If they're playing in Lambeau, it might be a little different story. I'll go with the 49ers. Second game, the Giants have to travel to Minnesota to play the Vikings.
You know, Brian Daboll and the Giants, they ran into too many snags down the stretch. At one point in time, I thought they were at the zenith of competitors in the NFC, but not anymore. I think that Kevin O'Connell has done a fantastic job there in Minnesota, and I think they're going to be very, very difficult to beat. So I'm going with the home team, the Vikings.
I like their 2 receivers. I really like the Vikings in this situation. I think their defense is playing as best they can play. I think they'll do what they need to do to win this game, and their offense is going to probably have to. I think they're just going to come to the forefront. And playing at home, I think I'll take the Vikings. So I agree with you on that one. How about the Cowboys have to travel to Tampa Bay to play the Buccaneers?
You know, everybody's going to want to pick the Dallas Cowboys when they look at the matchup and they figure Tom Brady. Dallas Cowboys with this great pass rush and Tom Brady. But one of the things that I have concluded watching Tom Brady really close over all these years is that the pass rush, though intimidating, does not intimidate him.
No, it doesn't.
This guy will kill you graveyard dead from the pocket with good pass rush in his face. And I think they're going to be able to stop Dallas's run. I think he's going to try to win the game with Dak Prescott. That's not going to be good enough. A shootout between him and Brady, Tom Brady wins it every time.
I'm going to go with the Cowboys in this game, Jackie, because when Dak Prescott throws the ball less than 35 times a game, they generally win. And I don't believe the Tampa Bay defense can stop the running game. I think Pollard and Elliott are going to just get after this team. They're going to have a really good balance of running the football. And, you know, Tom Brady's been great in the 2-minute drill. I don't think this game's going to come down to the last 2 minutes. He's going to have to drive it down. It's going to be out of reach before it gets the last 2 minutes.
You think so? Okay.
I think so. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
All right.
I like their defensive pass rush as well to get to Brady. Okay, in the AFC, the Dolphins have to travel back to Buffalo to play the Bills.
Well, it was mighty warm in Miami.
It was.
They're living
in
Miami.
Last week.
If the Miami Dolphins were to go to Buffalo and spend the week there, I probably would give them a chance. But this is going to be rough sledding. This team in the Buffalo, they're on an emotional high in light of what happens with the young DeMar. And so I think this team, after getting past a really good coach, well-coached team today, I think the Buffalo Bills are going to be awfully difficult to beat until they play Cincinnati.
I like the Bills in this matchup too, Jackie. I liked Miami in the beginning, but I didn't think they would. They could deal with the Buffalo team. The Buffalo is, like you said, emotionally ready to go, so they're ready to go. I'll take them. How about the Ravens travel to Cincinnati to play the Bengals? They just played not long ago.
I'm going with Joey Burrow and the boys up there in Cincinnati. The guy, you know, you look at that game last week when they played Buffalo. I mean, this guy was just getting warmed up, Vince. Joe Burrow was just getting warmed up. This guy he's the quintessential. I never pronounce that word right, but he is the zenith when it comes to talent, the physical talent and mental acumen to be a good quarterback. I think he's the prototype for the next decade and a half in the National Football League, and I'm not going to go against him right now. I'll go with the Bengals.
He's a good one, Jackie.
Very good one.
He's
very
really
good quarterback.
Talented. He can do everything it takes. I like his leadership ability as well. I do like the Bengals in this game. I think Lamar Jackson will be back, but I don't think they'll be ready to deal with this team. This team is really they were in the Super Bowl last year, and they've come back, so they're right back in the thick thing. So I like the Bengals. In the last game, the Chargers have to travel to Jacksonville to play the Jags.
Without Mike Williams.
Probably without Mike Williams.
And that really concerns me, Vince. But, you know, the Jaguars beat them 38-10 this past season. with that ton of great athletes. That really, the Chargers' offensive line was in a flux at the time. Now they're back and they're playing much better. I think the Chargers and Justin Herbert are going to be a little bit too much for the Jags this go around, regardless of where they play.
The Jags just won their game to make it in the playoffs. The Chargers had already clinched a playoff berth, Jackie, earlier in the season. When their chips were down, when they had to win, they won. I'm going to go with the Chargers in this game to travel to Jacksonville. It's going to be a tough game for them there, but I really believe in Brandon Staley. I think he'll have his team ready to go. And Justin Herbert, I think this is a career maker for him.
When you look at those two quarterbacks, when I look at those two quarterbacks,
very similar.
Very similar. But the guy that's already gone through the hiccups is Justin Herbert.
Yes, he has.
He's got it way past it.
I'm going to take the Chargers too. Well, that does it for the picks of the week.
Make sure you let us know whether you agree or disagree on the comments below, and we'll see you next week on OnPoint Live.